teach you like the easiest way to shade a face with water. I know. The beauty of this technique is that you actually have like a million choices. I just went around my studio and I collected, and this isn't even everything. Look at all these things you can do. You're drawing with any of these different, not the blending stick, where did you come from? You can use Tombos, Winsor & Newton watercolor markers, Arteza brush pens, Jane Davenport mermaid markers. You can use Stabilos, you can use water-soluble pencils. They have water-soluble graphite pencils, in case you didn't know. My favorite, the Stabilo All Pencil, writes on everything. You can use the Elegant Writer. You can use a Tombow. You can use a standard watercolor pencil. So everything I'm going to be showing you today, you can use with a myriad of different supplies, and the only thing you have to bring to the table other than one of these single instruments is a little bit of water. It's so cool. So I'm going to be teaching you that today. Plus, I'm going to be teaching you the intricacies of how to shade a face, and I'm going to be using my favorite friend, foam head, to be demonstrating the different ways that you can shade a face. And as always, I love to give out resources to make your life as easy and straightforward, simple to learn as possible. So I have like a whole booklet of things for you today. You might have already collected some of these things if you're a subscriber and you come back and watch me every week. You probably have some of these already, but if you don't, they're completely free. You just need to let me know below what you would like. First of all, we are working with this face template so that in case you are not familiar with drawing faces, or you're too scared to draw faces, or you just want to skip past the work and get to the fun, you're welcome to download my face template. I teach you how to draw this. This video today is part of a series. This is the 4th video in the series. Video number 1, we actually draw this together. So I will link to the whole playlist down below in the description box. I'll also write it in the comment section. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this video, you'll see the comments. That's where you want to say, hey, I would love your face cheat sheet drawing bundle. Just ask for the bundle and you will actually get 4 PDFs sent to you. One is the face drawing template. One is my guidelines sheet. So when you're drawing faces, you know how to organize your facial features. One is the shading guide. This one comes directly out of my How to Draw Fun Fab Faces book. You don't have to buy the book. You can simply download page 55 from the book. This is what we're going to be focusing on today. And oh, you also get my eyelash cheat sheet, which I haven't done a video on yet, but I've already done the cheat sheet for it, and it goes with another video that is coming down the pipeline. So a lot of resources, totally free. You don't need to leave me your address. It's actually just a link that you can click on and it will send it to your inbox. So you don't need to put that down below. Just let me know if you want the bundle. And yes, we are gonna get started. We are gonna use the template today. We're gonna transfer that face into a blank journal page. And then we're going to draw it with our water-soluble medium, and one of the things listed below. And then I'm going to teach you how you can just add water to that face to draw it accurately and shade it effectively using one of the shading options on the shading guide, and I will demo them before we start drawing with the foam head so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, grab something that's water soluble, meaning if you add water to it, it will melt. You can even use like a regular felt tip pen for this. If you have one of those kicking around your house, you don't even need to buy a thing. So that's my goal. You don't buy anything, but you get to do everything. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the concept of shading faces, and how the heck do you determine where to put the shading when you're drawing faces? So I have my friend foam head. Poor thing has the most mashest nose I've ever seen. So I have my shading guide. Again, this is page 55 from this book. This is my very first book that I ever published. And just so you know, I have shading guides actually in all of my face drawing books. I also have this one, plus How to Draw Fun Fab Fellas. And I also have an extensive chapter on this in my How to Draw and Find Your Style book. And actually, just so you know too, this face that you see on the cover is using the exact technique that I'm going to show you right now today. So that's pretty exciting. This is just Stabilo All Pencil and water. That is all. That's it. So you can make a really big impact with just Oh, so little, so exciting. So here's the highlights and shadows chapter, and I go literally step by step by step, value by value. And then I also have this more in-depth information on how to do the shadows based on using references and different angles. So I just want you to know that those resources are available to you. If you want to augment what we're doing today, this is this one. So how do we get this? So these little arrows represent the light source. So I just want to show these to you in real time. Okay, as you can see, very, very dramatically what this looks like. Okay, here, this is shining. This is the light is cast all on this way. And you can very, very clearly see where all the shadows lie. But this, as you can see, represents that first girl. Okay, you have this eye. This is all deep in shadow, and then this is light. Okay, as you can see that. See how her left cheek is still lit? Because this sticks out. And this is very, very, very dark. Everything on this side of the nose is dark, and the neck on this side as well. So that doesn't give you the most startling real life example of what that looks like. I don't know that you can get any more than this. I'm giving you my everything right now. Okay, so let's go do the next one. So we have the next one is the light sources coming from the left. All right, so in this one, we have this side of the face is dark. We should still have a little bit of this cheek, and then it also depends on the face shape, but this is darkened up in here because this recesses, like the nose sticks out and then this goes in, so that's why that is dark. And then everything on this side of the face is going to be shaded. And then the neck, see how it's light on this side and then it casts a dark shadow. And then the cheek will stick out, so that one is still light. And that's what you're seeing here. Okay, this side of the face, and then this is the cheek that sticks out. All right, this one is actually if the light source is shining shining right at her. Do you see the shadows that ring around her eyes? That's what I want you to see. She also has big shadows on the top of her lip. So depending on your mannequin in your face, you will see that. So in my quick reference guide, you will see those rings around her eyes that I was just showing to you. All right, so this one we have it shooting up its nose. Okay, so these parts are gonna get highlighted because this is so funny. Because this part sticks out from this perspective, so these are going to be lit. Under the nose will be very much lit, and the cheeks will be very much lit. This will be in shadow because the upper lip is in the way. All right, I had to get a little more creative. So in the second to last one, you have this scenario, different, but you see how moving my camera, my flashlight, changes the shadows as we go, right? Look at that one, because the nose casts that giant weird shadow onto the eye. How about this one? So this might be a better illustration of what happens to the shadow. So it all depends on your light source. However, if you freeze any one of these in time, take a snapshot of this, that's what this sheet will do for you. It gives you a snapshot of 6 of those light possibilities, but really there's infinite. And then so the last one on the page would be this situation right here, where the right side of the face is all lit and the left of the face is full on in shadow. More like this. Okay, so hopefully that shading guide and the explanation in my How to Draw and Find Your Style book really further hammers home this point, and it also gives you those resources so you don't have to get a foam head and a flashlight and like hold still while you're drawing your face. So continuing working with our face template, again, let me know if you want this, because oh, and here's a Stabilo and water. Another example, I did that for my Fun Fab drawing course, my Fun Fab drawing club people. By the way, I am doing figures at the moment. And I'll even give you a sneak peek at this week's lesson. Learn how to draw this girl right here. So if you are interested in learning to draw bodies, you got to sign up for the Fun Fab Drawing Club. It's super cheap. It's only $12 a month, and I only open registration twice a year, and that it's actually going to close on Easter Sunday. So sign up now or forever hold your peace. It's at awesomeartschool.com. You do the transferring. This is Arteza transfer paper, which I love. It's super awesome. All right, so this week, what are we going to change? I think I'm going to make her have like ginormo eyes. Okay, so if you don't feel like drawing from scratch, then you can use the template. Again, this is you are actively watching video 4 in my face template drawing series. That's what this is all about. Again, I have the guideline sheet in that face drawing bundle, so you know where to put your features and how to draw them. It's all in the first video of this series. I'm gonna do like, let's do like ginormo eyes. It's a little hard because I'm drawing over what I already have, so it's a little confusing. Oops, this one's like way more open than that one. And then I might do some skinnier eyebrows. Is that everything? Yeah. Oh, I forgot her nose. Boop, boop. And maybe we'll give her, change her mouth too. I'll make it really like tiny. She looks crazy right now. Boop. I'll make it super little. Maybe we'll make a little. Oh, look at that. So easy. Now you have your face. Oh my God, I cracked myself up. All right, now let's put let's draw some hair on her. Now this is like full on whimsical. I'm not using a reference at all. We're just talking shading today. So, oh yeah, so if I had transferred the top of her head, I would just need a mark, because to do hair, you have to kind of pick a part. Let's pick one on this side. And then you have to draw the hair that comes, if this was the oval, okay, you want to come into the oval. And then you also go up and over the oval. You need volume over and within the face oval to make this actually accurate. And maybe she'll have like pigtails today. Ooh. And I feel like her facial expression is a little stuck. Maybe we should change her eyebrows to be more like up here. So she's like, ooh. I don't know why I have to make her have the same expression. And then someone was asking me that we could do when her drawing a bubble. Maybe this is bubble week. We could draw a bubble. And then we wouldn't even have to draw the nose or her mouth. But then I feel like all right, that's like too many changes, because I feel like her eye pupils would have to be then looking at it as well. Just have her making like a silly expression like this. Okay, so here she is. Yeah, and a couple of people have asked me about what about necks and shoulders and all that. If you want to draw bodies, you really come join me in the Fun Fab Drawing Club. There's only so many things I can teach on YouTube. I also have to keep some things for my club members. Okay. All right, so fun. And all right, so we're gonna switch to our soluble fun experiment. So first I want to just demo really so fast what these can all do. So I just had to do a really fun demo. Look at all the choices that you have to use just water to do your face shading or any shading with. Okay, these are just, I have more than this in my studio even, but again, we have the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2, we have the Tombow watercolor marker. We have Artese's Twi marker, Faber-Castell's water-soluble graphite. We have the Elegant Writer. We have the Graphitone who's Graphitone by? Derwent. Yes, Derwent. Watercolor marker by Winsor Newton. We have the watercolor pencil by Caran d'Ache. And we have my all-time favorite, Stabilo All. As you can see, running my finger down all of these, my paintbrush, all you have to do to get these stunning results for any of these medium is to just simply add water. Okay, that is the definition of water. You add water, your materials melt. So any of these things will work. With that being said, I'm gonna pick one and then we will just continue on with the project. Okay, as always, ooh, look at what's happening. It's so cool, look at the Elegant Writer. And I also have a full-time real face drawing tutorial with the Elegant Writer. Oh my God, look at the colors coming out of that. You have pinks and grays, but this striking turquoise. Okay, I've used the Elegant Writer many times and I have not seen that level of like color change. That's super cool. Stabilo All will always be my favorite. It's the most water soluble thing ever. And just, okay, don't get me started. I could do a whole nother video on all of that stuff. I could go on for days and days and days and days. I think I'm gonna use this Stabilo All in blue. I always use the black. Why not use the blue? So all you have to do to get started on a really fun face shading activity is to just outline your pencil sketch. Now, be forewarned, if you're using any Stabilo product like I am, or any of these aggressively water-soluble options, you don't need to push down very hard. You don't need to go crazy with your pencil or your marker, whatever, because a little goes a long way. These are like massively water-soluble. This is such good practice. When I first started drawing and shading faces, I had a whole little journal, I actually still have it, with watercolor paper inside. And all I did was do these I would do a face, and then I would outline it with a water-soluble whatever, and then I would just run water over it, and it's instant shading. It's so fun. Okay. So here's our thingamajigs. Okay, now you might be asking, why am I skipping the middle there? And I'm skipping the middle there because I want this, well, I'll show you in a second why. One, a little goes a long way, so you don't need to overdo any of this. Oh, her little mouth. My Stabilo pencil is not even sharp. It's like super dull. Okay, so all we need to do is pick one of the shading patterns and then go for it. Okay, I'm going to pick this one in the top left. Here's the very first one we did. So most of the shading will be on the left-hand side. And I'm just laughing at her funny expression. And then there'll be a little bit on this side of the nose, and this side will just stay pretty much all bright. Okay, ready? We're just diving in. I just need to switch my brush. So you can use any, I love these. Love is even an understatement. I use these. These are my favorite brushes. I linked all the supplies in the description box. So all you have to do is run a wet brush, just water, on a watercolor brush to get these to quote unquote activate. So you could even not even do any shading, but just by running a brush over it, like it gives it the impression of having shading. So all right, so if I want to do this left side, so I'm gonna come in here. This side is all going to, I'm just following my shading guide. Okay. And then this part of the eye. Now this I am leaving because if the light is coming this way, it's gonna hit the top. This sticks out, so I'm gonna preserve that area of white. And then there's like a little bit on, let's see, we're gonna run it here. And there's a little bit on the left side of the nose, and under here is shaded, whoop. And then blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then the neck, according to my shading guide, it's gonna be on this side. Okay, but so it doesn't look unbalanced, what I'll do for the rest is just run water to like activate it, so it has the same look, but I'm not going to drag it into the space like I did over here. You're sort of envisioning that the hair is, you know, colored in. So I'm just going to hit them to activate them, but I'm not going to drag it into the face anywhere, except for here. And I will color in the lips a little bit, and also to give the eyes like the impression of color, we can just like drag the color inside a little bit. Okay, now I always like to do two coats when I'm working like this, because the first coat will get activated everywhere, like a light wash, and then the second coat kind of like punches up any places, which adds a little bit more like touch of drama. So, but in order to do the second coat, we need to dry this one first. I'm gonna just shoot this with my hair dryer. All right, so this is coat number 2. So I add like a little bit more detail on the second coat, and you can or cannot activate it. It's totally your choice. So you could leave it exactly as is. You could leave the first layer and not do this second layer if you wanted to. So our light source again is coming from this angle. So this will have a big highlight in the hair, but then it can be dark in the other places, especially on this other side. Okay. You can either, if you want to get really dramatic, you can even lightly color. Oh, this gets dangerous. Be careful. You're laying down some more, so when you activate it, it will really like punch up those colors. I'll just show you what that looks like. You know, I'm not going to do anything else to this side, because remember, there's the shadings all on that. So I can just add another, again, just water, magic, thank you, magical. As you can see, it really makes it like much more sophisticated. When you punch up your shading, you really are like taking your drawing to the next level, which is super fascinating, because it takes hardly anything to be able to have, like, you don't need mad skills to be able to do that. If you're armed with your shading guide and your face template, or your guidelines if you're drawing, you can do everything, and you can look pretty sophisticated, guys. So I want you to make sure you're not, you know, being afraid to try these things. You can do it. Okay, so we have this, punches it up a little more, and then I'm going to do one more layer, and then I'll show you how. All right, so the last layer, we're going to add lashes. Also, our pupils are so sad, and look at this one's like a pin size. So I'm going to just do a little bit larger pupils. And then, oh, lashes are so fun. All right, so lashes, and I do have a cheat sheet for that as well, which I can't find at the moment. But basically, lashes, here's your eye. Think of a parentheses, right? Parentheses look like that. So that's the order, and that goes up and down. It's the same. You put your parentheses in first. When you hit the center, that's when you're going straight and you switch directions. So this parentheses, this way, this way, this way, straight up, and then they switch. Okay, this directionality is super important. Switch, and then we're going this side for the parentheses. So that's the number one thing that I see. Where's my pencil sharpener? That people need to work on or try to remember, so that there's some more information on that as well. Remember, just ask for the bundle. Okay, so just still using my Stabilo, and then you can switch when you get to the middle and go the other way. Just chucking in some cute bootski eyelashes. Boop, boop, boop. All right, now you can activate these if you want to with water, or you can just leave them. It's like totally up to you. You can activate anything you want to. And you can layer up this as many times as you want to. Just remember, with certain water-soluble materials, it gets pretty punchy pretty quick. So we can do like a third layer. But you see how the layering up just increases the sort of like the sophistication of the piece, really, and makes it more finished looking. So maybe I kind of like to end with a dry layer, but you can absolutely add water if you want to. And you know, do like lots, like do this one today with me and then go off on your own and try some more. All right, so I hope you learned tons. I hope you're really inspired to try this technique because you have nothing to lose, and it's really fun. So look what we were able to do today, create a whole nother face, adding just water and going from this to this. So if you have any questions, also just pop them in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing your work. Come and join me on Facebook. I'll put the links to my Facebook group below as well, and I will see you next week for, I believe it's our last face drawing template exercise, and then we will move on to more fun things. And again, if you're into drawing bodies, you want to learn how to draw figures, come join me in my Fun Fab Drawing Club. I'll have links to that information below as well. If you want to start back at this series from the beginning, just click the link right here. That will lead you to the playlist to all the videos in the series, and I will see you next week. Bye! Okay, I just had to show you real quick. I couldn't help but to activate it, and it's awesome. Don't be afraid. Go for it. Do it. Okay.